Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're embarking on a journey, really, into a world where a single, often underappreciated tropical fruit, the ackee, well, it reveals an astonishing depth of culinary potential. Forget simple preparations, seriously. We're about to explore a collection of advanced techniques that, well, they push the boundaries of conventional food preservation and flavor development. Our mission is to meticulously unpack Ackee Part 2, the extended seduction collection, a treasure trove, really, of recipes that promise to unlock hitherto unseen facets of Ackee. We're talking, everything from precisely spiced oils to delicately emulsified custards, each designed to elicit a specific and profound culinary experience.
Yeah, and what's truly compelling here is how these methods, they sort of transcend mere recipes, right? They are, in essence, invitations to a rigorous culinary science experiment. Each technique demands an almost obsessive commitment to precision, unwavering patience, and a deep understanding of the fundamental transformations at play. We'll be highlighting the intricate how and, maybe more importantly, the advanced why behind each preparation, offering you a shortcut, kind of, to truly appreciating Ackee's diverse capabilities. This isn't just about cooking, it's about a fusion of culinary artistry and scientific exactitude. You really have to be meticulous.
Exactly. So if you're looking to quickly but thoroughly gain knowledge about innovative food preservation, understand the sophisticated processes that create unique flavors and textures, and discover those aha moments that transform a simple ingredient into something truly extraordinary, then you're in for an illuminating deep dive. Let's unpack this with the meticulousness it deserves.
Right, so the source material positions these 15 techniques as completing Ackee's full spectrum of culinary expression, transforming it into a comprehensive arsenal almost for flavor manipulation. This isn't just about making a basic preserve, it's a detailed library of preparations, each specifically engineered to awaken distinct sensory experiences. Imagine taking a single, unassuming fruit and, through controlled processes, coaxing out textures and flavor profiles that range from intensely piquant to silken, from sharply tangy to profoundly sweet. The sheer breadth of application is remarkable. It really demonstrates an almost alchemical approach to ingredient transformation.
It's like discovering previously unknown capabilities within a familiar ingredient, isn't it? Each method revealing a new aspect of Ackee's character. What truly stands out to me about this expansive view of a single ingredient is the creator's intent. It feels as though they didn't just want to create a dish. They sought to explore the very essence of what Ackee could become, pushing its boundaries in every direction. It's a testament to how far an ingredient can be taken when approached with such deliberate, meticulous intent. That meticulousness seems key.
That intentional exploration is precisely what defines this collection.
Yes.
If we connect this to the broader context of food science, preservation techniques, both ancient and modern, are fundamentally about extending usability and diversifying flavor. We know that. But here, the focus shifts to creating entirely new flavor matrices and textural properties. It's a different level. We see a spectrum from fermentation to confit, from dehydration to reduction. Each method is meticulously chosen, you see, to highlight different characteristics of the ackee, maybe emphasizing its delicate, inherent sweetness in one preparation, while completely transforming it to carry bold, complex flavors in another. This is a masterclass in how subtle shifts in process, like precise temperature control, specific hydration levels, or the introduction of targeted microbial cultures, can lead to dramatically different culinary outcomes.
Wow.
This exacting approach ensures that no aspect of the Ackee's character, from its cellular structure to its capacity for flavor absorption, is left unexplored. It's about understanding the underlying science to precisely manipulate an ingredient.
And the language used throughout these descriptions, terms like rigorous methodology, precise execution, scientific exactitude, it really sets the stage, doesn't it? It sets the stage for a deep dive into passionate yet highly analytical cooking.
Exactly.
It's not simply about following a recipe. It's about engaging with the ingredients on a much deeper, almost scientific level, understanding the why behind every how. You can almost sense the dedication to empirical results infused into each instruction, underscoring that this isn't just cooking, but a form of culinary engineering.
Well put.
It's about being absolutely meticulous at every single step. Okay, let's unpack this further and delve into some of these individual techniques, starting with the oil-based transformations. These really illustrate how controlled fat immersion can redefine an ingredient.
Okay, let's kick off with Ackee Achar Technique 7. This is an Indian-inspired preserve where ackee is immersed in a heated, spiced mustard oil, and it's designed for a long maturation process. This technique delivers about 185 calories per serving, and it's notably rich in anti-inflammatory compounds, along with beneficial probiotics that develop during maturation.
Probiotics too. Interesting.
Yes, so it's an exceptional example of how preservation can not only extend shelf life, but also imbue food with significant functional health benefits.
And the steps here really drive home that meticulous focus on chemical and enzymatic reactions, like you said. The initial step, termed oil's heated caress, emphasizes precision with mustard oil. You heat it until it shimmers like liquid gold and must smoke briefly, but then, and this seems critical, you cool it to a sweet spot. This isn't just about heating oil, it's about achieving the exact thermal profile needed. What's happening like on a molecular level during that precise heating and cooling?
That precision with the oil is absolutely critical. Mustard oil contains unique compounds, glucosinolates. When heated correctly, these convert into potent isothiocyanates. These are responsible for its pungent flavor and many of its anti-inflammatory properties.
Okay.
Overheating for too long creates acrid notes, burnt flavors, and can degrade these beneficial compounds. But inadequate heating prevents the optimal enzymatic conversion that defines the achar's characteristic pungency. It won't have that kick.
Right.
So cooling it to the sweet spot then allows for ideal infusion without actively cooking the delicate ackee. It sets the stage for subsequent flavor development. Very precise.
Fascinating. So the oil treatment is really about activating dormant flavor compounds. Then, the spice awakening step is equally precise. You add black mustard seeds and observe them as they dance and pop like tiny fireworks of desire, signaling the crucial release of their essential oils. Then fenugreek seeds follow, releasing their nutty whispers. This specific sequence and the visual cue seem essential for building an aromatic foundation that is not just flavorful but deeply complex. Is there a specific reason for this staggered addition? Why not all at once?
Oh, absolutely. The staggered addition allows each spice to release its volatile compounds at its optimal temperature and duration. It's all about timing. Mustard seeds need that higher heat burst to pop and release their pungent oils. Whereas fenugreek, if you introduce it too early or to too high heat, it can turn bitter quite quickly. This sequence ensures a harmonious layering of aromatics, preventing any single spice from dominating or being degraded. It's about optimizing the extraction kinetics for each aromatic component, meticulous layering.
Once that intricate spice blend is ready, you move to golden immersion. You gently fold the desiccated, chunked ackee pieces into that perfectly spiced oil, ensuring each morsel becoming coated in golden temptation. Turmeric powder adds sunset hues, while red chili powder and green chilies contribute fiery passion. And it emphasizes gently folding.
This isn't a rough stir, is it? It's a gentle integration.
Precisely. It's gentle. The visual uniformity of the ackee's coating is almost as important as the flavor infusion itself. It promises a consistent flavor experience with every single bite. And all of this careful preparation culminates in the most critical and perhaps most patient step, patient maturation. This requires an essential 3 days of resting in its oil bath, 3 days minimum. This allows the flavors to deepen and the molecular integration between spices and fruit to become profound, really inseparable. This period is crucial for the final complex profile, allowing those anti-inflammatory compounds to fully develop and for the beneficial probiotics from the mustard seeds and the ambient environment to proliferate.
Wow, so the probiotics actually develop during the resting. Yes, exactly. Without this maturation period, the achar simply wouldn't achieve its signature depth, its balance, or its functional benefits. It's a testament to how some of the most profound flavors and health benefits are developed through time under controlled conditions. Patience is part of the meticulousness here.
So beyond just making something tasty, this achar masterfully leverages synergistic antimicrobial properties of mustard oil and specific spices, creating a long-lasting probiotic-rich preserve. It's a functional food where traditional wisdom meets modern nutritional understanding. Pretty neat.
Absolutely. Now, moving on to another oil-based marvel, we have Ackee confit, Technique 9. Confit, deriving from the French verb confire, meaning to preserve, is fundamentally about slow cooking an ingredient fully submerged in fat at a low temperature.
Right, like duck confit.
Exactly. This process tenderizes without browning, extending shelf life while infusing deep flavor. Each quarter-cup serving here is about 265 calories, with a notable 26 grams of healthy fats, mostly from the olive oil. It highlights a completely different approach to oil-based preservation compared to the achar, focusing really on textural transformation.
The meticulous steps for the confit are equally fascinating, particularly the focus on precise temperature control. The oil bath preparation starts by warming olive oil to exactly 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what, about 60
It's
Celsius?
just about, yes, 60 degrees.
The source really emphasizes this as creating the perfect temperature for slow, gentle cooking, akin to preparing a luxurious bath that transforms but does not overwhelm. Why is that specific 140 degrees ER so critical for this technique, particularly for Ackee?
That precise temperature control, 140 degrees C or 60 degrees C, is what fundamentally differentiates confit from other cooking methods. It's the magic number. At this temperature, cellular structures in the ackee, particularly pectin, begin to break down gently, leading to tenderization, but critically, without inducing the Maillard reaction or protein coagulation that occurs at higher temperatures, so no browning, no toughening.
Oh, fischer.
This gentle warmth allows the olive oil, rich in monounsaturated fats, to permeate the fruit cells, infusing it with flavor and contributing to its silky texture, all while preventing oxidative degradation that could occur with more aggressive heat. It's about controlled lipid exchange and enzymatic tenderization. Very controlled.
That distinction is key. Following that, the aromatic infusion involves adding crushed garlic, fresh thyme sprigs, and bay leaves to the warmed oil, allowing their essences to bloom and perfume the golden medium. Creates a kind of Mediterranean-inspired flavor backdrop.
Yeah.
How does the low temperature impact the extraction and integration of these aromatic compounds compared to, say, sautéing them in hot oil?
Well, at 140 degrees Safra, the extraction of aromatic compounds is far more gentle and nuanced. It's a slow infusion. Volatile compounds from the herbs are slowly solubilized into the olive oil rather than being rapidly volatilized and lost, as would happen at higher sautéing temperatures.
Right, they just evaporate.
Exactly. This results in a deeper, more integrated aromatic profile that permeates the ackee subtly, without harsh or burnt notes. It's an exercise in slow flavor maturation rather than aggressive extraction. Patience again.
Then comes the slow immersion. You submerge the Ackee halves completely in the fragrant oil, maintaining that perfect temperature for 45 minutes as they slowly transform. Each piece becomes silky and tender, absorbing the oil's rich embrace. Now, for a home cook without a sous vide setup, what are the biggest challenges in maintaining that consistent 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and what are some signs they might be off?
Ah, yes. For a home cook, achieving and maintaining precisely 140 degrees RR for, 45 minutes without specialized equipment is indeed the primary challenge. It requires real attention. A common pitfall is fluctuating temperatures. If it gets too hot, the ackee will start to fry and toughen. Too cool, and the tenderization just won't occur effectively. It won't get silky.
So what's the solution?
Well, I'd recommend using a reliable thermometer that's non-negotiable, and employing an oven set to its lowest temperature, perhaps even with the door slightly ajar to regulate, or a slow cooker on its warm setting might work, but you'd need to monitor it carefully.
Okay.
The visual cue for success is a key that retains its shape but yields with minimal pressure, and it should be glistening without any browning. It's truly a test of meticulous temperature management.
The patience continues with the cooling embrace. Allowing the confit to cool slowly in its oil bath is vital, resulting in each piece glistening with golden satisfaction and infused with aromatic pleasure. Why cool it in the oil?
That slow cooling helps the ack retain its delicate texture. As the oil cools and contracts slightly, it ensures maximum flavor absorption continues. It's a final infusion stage.
Got it. This confit delivers exceptional richness on warm toast, offers an elegant contrast with fresh salads, or melts sensuously on the tongue as an appetizer. It truly showcases how controlled, low-temperature cooking in fat can yield incredibly tender and flavorful results. That meticulous approach pays off in texture.
Okay, now let's explore techniques that master the interplay of sweet and savory. We turn to Ackee mostarda, technique 18. A mostarda is a classic Italian preserve defined by its distinctive sweet-hot mustard syrup base, often suspending candied fruits. You might know it with cherries or pears.
I've had it with cheese.
Exactly. This version is infused with Caribbean spices, suspending Ackee cubes, and provides about 215 calories per serving. This is a bold and adventurous preparation, showcasing Ackee's ability to carry strong, multifaceted flavors.
The mustard foundation is where this dynamic interplay truly begins. You create a syrup by cooking granulated sugar with white wine vinegar to a light caramel stage, then whisking in Dijon mustards, mustard seeds, and yellow mustard powder. That forms that characteristic sweet-hot base. The precision in achieving a light caramel seems important. You're looking for nuanced sweetness and depth, not bitterness, right?
Absolutely crucial.
What's the chemical interaction when the vinegar hits that light caramel, and how does that set the stage for the mustard?
Right. The moment the cold vinegar hits the hot, light caramel is a critical deglazing step. It instantly arrests the caramelization process, preventing it from darkening further and becoming bitter. That's job one. More importantly, the acetic acid in the vinegar reacts with the complex sugars in the caramel, forming new flavorful esters and creating a foundation that balances sweetness with a sharp acidity. This acid-sugar matrix is then perfectly poised to activate the various pungent compounds in the mustards, primarily allyl isothiocyanate from the seeds and powders, allowing their characteristic heat to bloom without overwhelming. It's a precise chemical dance.
Hey, chemical dance. I like that. And the spice integration is equally precise for layering. Bay leaves, ground allspice, and Scotch bonnet powder are added, creating a Caribbean heat that builds slowly and lingers seductively on the tongue. The balance of this heat with the syrup sweetness is critical. How does the Scotch bonnet's capsaicin integrate into this mostarda? And how does its slow-building heat differ chemically from, say, the immediate pop of black mustard seeds we talked about at the hour?
Good question. The integration of capsaicin from the Scotch bonnet is quite distinct, while allyl isothiocyanate from mustard provides a volatile, quick-hitting pungency that often dissipates rapidly.
Yeah, that nose hit.
Exactly. Capsaicin offers a more fat-soluble, persistent heat. In the mostarda syrup, the capsaicin distributes evenly, delivering a warmth that builds gradually and lingers on the palate. The meticulous cooking ensures the capsaicin is dispersed throughout the sugar matrix, allowing for a controlled release rather than an abrupt, overwhelming burst. It's a sustained, nuanced heat, not that immediate hit.
Okay, sustained heat. Once that spicy sweet base is ready, you move to fruit suspension. Gently folding Ackee cubes into the hot mustard syrup ensures each piece is coated while maintaining their structural integrity. The fruit should glisten with golden syrup. Why is this gentle handling so important for the Ackee here? It seems delicate.
Maintaining structural integrity is absolutely paramount for a good mostarda. Ackee, while robust in flavor, can be surprisingly delicate in structure, especially when warm. Overstirring or excessive heat during suspension could cause the cubes to break down, resulting in a mushy texture rather than distinct jewel-like pieces. We don't want Ackee mush. Yeah. The gentle folding ensures the hot syrup uniformly coats each cube, initiating a mild candying effect that helps preserve its form during the flavor marriage that follows.
The candy helps hold it together.
Exactly. That structural integrity is key to the mostarda's appeal. And then for the flavor marriage, you allow the mostarda to cool slowly for 30 minutes. This enables flavors to penetrate the fruit and achieve the perfect balance of sweet, sour, and fiery that defines great mostarda. This cooling period isn't passive, it's an active step in osmotic flavor transfer, allowing the syrup's complex profile to fully infuse the Ackee. This recipe truly highlights the meticulous crafting of a bold, multifaceted flavor profile where every element plays a precise interactive role.
Its heat provides a thrilling contrast with cured meats, offers sophisticated pleasure with aged cheeses, and acts as a condiment that transforms simple dishes into Caribbean adventures. It's truly a testament to how complex flavors can be built layer by layer through precise timing and that meticulous handling. Now let's explore the delicate world of emulsions and structural gels, where Ackee takes on incredibly smooth and precise forms. This really showcases the power of culinary science.
Okay, let's turn our attention to Ackee curd, Technique 10. This is described as a smooth, rich, and delicate custard-like spread leveraging Ackee puree, egg yolks, and butter. A quarter-cup serving is about 210 calories. This technique truly demands a meticulous hand to achieve its signature velvety texture and stable emulsion. No shortcuts here.
The first step, silky foundation, underscores that meticulousness right away. You create a perfectly smooth Ackee puree through careful straining, removing every trace of fiber to achieve silk-like purity. This isn't just mashing, it's about achieving an absolute smoothness. Why is this initial purity so non-negotiable for a truly refined curd? What happens if you skip it?
Well, that initial purity is indeed non-negotiable. The sugar also contributes to the mixture's viscosity and actually helps denature the egg proteins more gently during the cooking stage. This creates a stable base that will emulsify beautifully with the butter later on, forming the backbone of the curd's creamy structure.
And then comes the critical temperature dance. This sounds tricky. You combine warm Ackee puree with the egg mixture over gentle heat, whisking constantly to prevent any curdling. The mixture is cooked until it thickens into something that coats the spoon like liquid velvet. This precise temperature control and constant whisking seem paramount. What's happening biochemically at this stage, and what's the danger zone if not meticulously managed? Like, what temperature are we talking?
This is absolutely the most delicate phase. The protein in the egg yolks begins to denature and coagulate at temperatures roughly between 160 and 180 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 71 to 82 Celsius.
Okay, not boiling.
Definitely not boiling.
Oh,
Gentle heat and constant whisking ensure these proteins coagulate slowly and evenly, forming a stable network that thickens the mixture without scrambling the eggs. The danger zone is exceeding that temperature window or, crucially, insufficient whisking. That leads to rapid, localized coagulation, resulting in a curdled, gritty texture. Scrambled eggs in your curd?
nobody wants that.
No. It's a precise balance of heat, shear, that's the whisking action, and time to achieve that liquid velvet consistency. You need all three. And to complete the emulsion, the final step, butter's kiss, involves whisking in cold butter piece by piece. This creates an emulsion so smooth and rich it seems to melt on your tongue before you even taste it. The cold butter helps to gradually cool the mixture while enriching it, ensuring that stable, velvety texture holds. This curd really embodies the meticulousness required for creating stable, delicate emulsions. It highlights the fundamental principles of egg-based custard production perfectly.
This curd sounds perfect for filling delicate pastry shells, layering in elegant parfaits, or just spreading on warm scones for pure tropical indulgence. It truly is a delight that showcases the power of precision in emulsification. That meticulousness leads to luxury.
Now, from a delicate emulsion, we leap into something quite different. Ackee gel, Technique 17, which is described as modernist perfection. This preparation utilizes precise hydrocolloid science using agar powder and xanthan gum to create a firm yet delicate gel from Ackee puree. Each quarter cup serving is only about 75 calories, and it represents the cutting edge of culinary science applied to textural transformation, really pushing the boundaries.
Here, scientific precision is truly the name of the game, isn't it? You heat Ackee puree to exactly 185 degrees air SO, that's 85 degrees C, while whisking in agar powder completely. The source emphasizes, precision is key, too hot and flavors fade, too cool and gelling fails. Why is 185 degrees F the magic number for agar activation? What are the specific consequences of deviating?
Yes, the 185 degree F or 85 degree C mark is absolutely crucial for agar powder. It's the approximate temperature at which agar's polysaccharide chains fully hydrate and dissolve into the liquid. They need to dissolve properly to work.
Okay.
Too low, and the agar won't fully hydrate, leading to a weak or inconsistent gel. It might not set at all. Too high for too long, and while the agar will dissolve, prolonged exposure to excessive heat can degrade some of the more delicate flavor compounds in the Ackee puree, resulting in a flatter, less vibrant taste. So precision at this stage ensures both optimal gelling strength and maximum flavor retention. It's a balancing act.
That precision ensures the desired outcome. Then, for molecular integration, xanthan gum is added while blending at high speed, which creates unprecedented texture that's firm yet delicate, holding its shape while melting on the tongue. Can you elaborate on the distinct roles of agar and xanthan gum here? How do their synergistic properties create this unique texture? It sounds almost contradictory, firm, yet delicate.
It does sound contradictory, but this is where the modernist genius truly shines. Agar provides thermal stability and rigidity. It forms a firm gel structure upon cooling due to its unique thermal hysteresis, meaning it gels at a lower temperature than it melts, which is useful.
Right.
However, agar alone can sometimes feel brittle or slightly rubbery. This is where xanthan gum comes in. Xanthan gum has pseudoplastic shear thinning properties. That's key here.
Right.
Meaning it allows the gel to flow under pressure, like when you're blending it or when it's in your mouth, but it quickly reestablishes its structure when it's at rest. This results in a gel that is firm and holds precise geometric shapes, yet feels remarkably delicate and melts cleanly on the palate without any gumminess or tackiness. It's a sophisticated balance.
Wow. A strong gel matrix with a fluid mouthfeel. That's clever. And it continues with pH balance. Adjusting with lime juice and salt is done to achieve perfect flavor balance while ensuring proper gel formation. This highlights the scientific aspect of gelling again. How does pH specifically impact agar's setting strength? Why is this critical for the final structural integrity?
Yes, pH is another critical factor for agar. Agar is relatively stable across a broad pH range, which is good. But in highly acidic environments, say below pH 4, its gelling strength can be significantly diminished. Sometimes it even prevents gelling altogether.
So too much lime juice could ruin it.
Potentially, yes. The lime juice provides brightness, but its acidity needs careful calibration. Salt not only enhances flavor, but can also influence water activity, which indirectly affects gelling dynamics. This precise pH adjustment ensures both optimal gel formation and a perfectly balanced case profile, science and flavor working together. Finally, structural formation involves pouring the mixture into molds and refrigerating for 2 hours until set, creating precise geometric shapes with flawless texture that showcases modernist technique. This gel is ideal for modernist presentations, maybe creating spherical shapes that burst with flavor or serving as a sharp textural element in sophisticated plating. It represents a complete embrace of culinary precision, transforming the Ackee into an entirely new textural and flavorful experience. Very meticulous work.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, I think, with the Ackee reduction. Liquid gold concentrate, technique 19. This is described as an intensely flavored, concentrated syrup created by slowly reducing carefully extracted Ackee juice. A 2-tablespoon serving provides about 145 calories. This sounds like pure, highly concentrated Ackee essence, like Ackee squared.
It absolutely is, and it's a testament to the power of concentration through careful reduction. The first step, pure extraction, is crucial, extracting clear Ackee juice through gentle cooking and careful straining, ensuring only the purest essence without any pulp or fiber. The resulting juice should be golden and clear. This is where the meticulousness begins, by starting with the highest quality, most refined base possible. Any impurity would compromise the final product, potentially leading to bitterness or cloudiness later on. Garbage in, garbage out, right?
Right. And then comes the truly patient part. Slow concentration. You reduce the juice over very low heat for 45 minutes, stirring occasionally as water evaporates and flavors intensify. The instruction warns, constant vigilance is needed to prevent burning while achieving syrup consistency. What precise chemical transformations are occurring during this slow reduction, and how does that vigilance prevent a culinary disaster? Because burning sugar sounds bad.
It is bad. During slow concentration, water molecules are systematically evaporated, which naturally intensifies the natural sugars and organic acids in the Ackee juice. That's the obvious part. But this controlled evaporation also promotes subtle Maillard reactions and caramelization of the fruit sugars, developing deeper, more complex notes toasted, nutty without creating burnt flavors.
So it's controlled browning.
Exactly. Controlled, desirable browning reactions. Constant vigilance is paramount because sugars, once highly concentrated, can scorch incredibly rapidly at the bottom of the pan, introducing bitterness that would ruin the entire batch. It's about managing the heat transfer meticulously to allow for gradual concentration while protecting the delicate flavor matrix, low and slow.
That vigilance is paramount to prevent bitterness. Next, flavor enhancement involves adding lime juice, raw honey, and salt to brighten and balance the concentrated flavors, creating complexity that unfolds in waves across your palate. These additions aren't just for sweetness. They provide a crucial counterpoint to the intense Ackee. What specific impact does the lime juice have on the flavor profile of such a concentrated product?
The lime juice is absolutely critical here. In such a concentrated product, the fruit's inherent acidity also intensifies, but sometimes it can feel flat or heavy, not balanced. The added lime juice provides a burst of fresh, volatile acidity that brightens the entire profile, preventing the reduction from tasting cloying or overly sweet. It acts as a counterpoint, cutting through the richness and allowing the nuanced flavors of the Ackee to really sing.
Okay, so it lists it up.
Precisely. Honey adds a different spectrum of sweetness compared to the fruit sugars, and salt, as always, amplifies all these flavors, creating a more cohesive, multi-layered experience.
And for perfect consistency, you continue to reduce until the mixture coats the spoon like honey, achieving maximum flavor concentration while maintaining smooth, pourable texture. This liquid gold concentrate can be drizzled over tropical desserts for intense flavor bursts, used as a premium sweetener in cocktails, or even to create flavor pearls that explode with concentrated Ackee essence. It's a prime example of how patient reduction, meticulously controlled, concentrates both flavor and body into something truly luxurious. Let's shift gears now into the fascinating world of probiotic potentials with fermented fruits and drinking vinegars. This shows how Ackee can be transformed into living healthful foods through controlled microbial activity. Very different again.
Exactly. First up, Ackee fermented fruit, technique 12, described intriguingly as probiotic paradise. This is a living food created through controlled lactic acid fermentation, developing complex tangy flavors and beneficial probiotics. A quarter-cup serving delivers about 105 calories, plus, of course, those valuable probiotics. This truly highlights an ancient preservation method reimagined for a tropical fruit.
The first step in this living transformation is the brine seduction. You dissolve sea salt and raw honey in filtered water, creating the perfect environment for beneficial bacteria to work their transformative magic. The description suggests the brine should taste like ocean tears sweetened with tropical nectar. That's evocative. What is the precise osmotic role of the salt and honey here? How do they create that ideal environment for beneficial bacteria while inhibiting spoilage organisms?
Right, the salt and honey in the brine create a specific osmolarity or solute concentration. That concentration is crucial for selective microbial growth. Salt inhibits many common spoilage bacteria and molds, which we don't want. Honey, on the other hand, provides a complex sugar source that beneficial lactic acid bacteria, LAB, can metabolize efficiently. They like honey. This carefully balanced osmotic pressure draws water out of the Ackee, concentrating its flavors slightly, and simultaneously creates an environment where desirable Ackee can thrive, converting sugars into lactic acid. This acid then acts as a natural preservative, lowering the pH and further inhibiting undesirable microbes, all while developing the characteristic tangy flavors of fermentation. It's a controlled environment. That perfect brine composition is fundamental for guiding the fermentation in the right direction. Then, the living culture introduction involves adding whey, or a starter culture. This introduces the friendly bacteria that will slowly transform the Ackee over days of patient fermentation. These microscopic workers are the key to creating complex flavors, initiating the controlled enzymatic and microbial breakdown that yields the fermented goodness. It's about intentionally introducing specific life forms, the right ones, to create a desired outcome. Biological meticulousness, if you will.
Biological meticulousness. I like that too. And for aromatic enhancement, you incorporate grated fresh ginger and a whole Scotch bonnet pepper for heat and complexity, creating layers of flavor that will develop and intensify. How do these aromatic additions interact with the microbial activity during fermentation? Do they influence the final flavor profile beyond just their immediate presence?
Oh, absolutely. These aromatic additions are more than just flavor components. They actively influence the fermentation ecosystem. Ginger contains active compounds like gingerol and shogaol, which can possess antimicrobial properties that might selectively favor certain beneficial bacteria over others.
Interesting.
The Scotch bonnet, beyond its capsaicin heat, contributes volatile esters that can actually be transformed by microbial activity, leading to new, more complex flavor aldehydes and acids that weren't there initially. These additions create a dynamic flavor matrix that evolves with the fermentation, resulting in a more nuanced and layered profile than if the Ackee were fermented alone. The microbes interact with the spices. Finally, the patient transformation requires allowing the cubed Ackee to ferment at room temperature for 5-7 days, with daily tasting as flavors develop from simple to complex, sweet to tangy, creating a living food that tingles with probiotic life. This isn't a set-and-forget process. Daily tasting is critical for monitoring the progression of acidity and flavor development. You have to check it.
Right, to catch it at the perfect point.
Exactly. This tangy fermented fruit aids digestion, provides a healthful appetizer, and its brine can even be used in cocktails for complex flavor. It highlights the ancient art and modern appreciation of fermentation with a very meticulous approach to controlled biological transformation.
That's a truly detailed look at how meticulousness impacts several key techniques there. Now, for the sake of thoroughness and to complete our view of Ackee's full potential, let's briefly tour the remaining techniques in this collection. Just highlight their core principles and unique contributions.
Absolutely. The remaining techniques further illustrate the vast landscape of Ackee transformation, each employing distinct principles to achieve diverse outcomes, dehydrated delights and golden treasures. Okay, let's group some of the techniques that focus on altering water content and structure. We have Ackee fruit leather, technique 13, and Ackee fruit paste, technique 14. Both rely on concentrating flavor, but through different means and for different textures.
With the fruit leather, we're creating flexible, portable sheets. What's the core principle of dehydration that allows Ackee to become a pliable leather? And what does the slow transformation at low temperatures achieve here that higher heat wouldn't?
For fruit leather, the core principle is the controlled reduction of water activity. Very controlled. Slow dehydration at low temperatures, typically around 120 or 140 degrees Afura, about 50-60 degrees C, removes moisture evenly without cooking the fruit aggressively. This preserves the delicate cellular structure and volatile aromatics of the Ackee, resulting in a flexible, chewy texture. Higher heat would cook the fruit, denaturing proteins and sugars, leading to a brittle or tough product, not a pliable leather.
Right.
The initial smooth perfection of the puree is also critical here to prevent uneven drying and ensure uniform flexibility across the sheet. Got to spread it evenly.
And then for Ackee fruit paste, described as a golden sliceable treasure, we're moving from a flexible sheet to a firm sliceable block, often set with agar. What's the key structural difference enabled by agar powder here, compared to just reducing the fruit further, like in a jam?
Right, for fruit paste, the agar powder is the defining element. It's the structural architect. Unlike simply reducing fruit to a jam, which relies on pectin or high sugar concentrations for its set, agar provides a much firmer, more thermoreversible gel. It's a different kind of structure. The concentrated essence phase removes much of the water through cooking, and then agar is introduced as a precise gelling agent. This allows for a firm, sliceable structure that maintains its integrity even at room temperature, making it ideal for clean cuts and elegant presentations, much like a Spanish membrillo or quince paste.
Oh, okay.
It's about leveraging a specific hydrocolloid for deliberate, meticulous structural control.
Moving to another kind of golden treasure, we have Ackee Dulce, Technique 11, which promises creamy Caribbean bliss. This is akin to a dulce de leche, but with Ackee. What's the unique chemical reaction driving the color and flavor development in this slow-cooked milk, cream, and Ackee mixture? It's not just sweetness, right?
Definitely not just sweetness. The Ackee Dulce relies heavily on the Maillard reaction and caramelization, but happening within a dairy matrix, which adds complexity. The creamy embrace of milk and cream combined with brown sugar undergoes very slow cooking. This extended, gentle heat facilitates the Maillard browning reactions between amino acids from the dairy and reducing sugars from the brown sugar in Ackee.
Oh.
Alongside this, there's the caramelization of the brown sugar itself. This complex interaction creates a deeply layered flavor profile, toasted, nutty, subtly bitter notes that beautifully complement Ackee's natural richness and a characteristic deep amber color. It's far beyond simple sweetness. The spiced passion additions like cinnamon and nutmeg then layer in additional aromatic complexity to this intricate chemical transformation. It's slow cooking, but with very specific reactions happening.
Sauces, gastriques, and syrups.
And finally, we have a set of techniques focused on creating refined liquid forms. Sauces, gastriques, and syrups. Different consistencies, different applications.
Let's start with Ackee fruit sauce, Technique 15, described as pourable golden silk. This emphasizes smoothness and a refined consistency above all. What's the challenge in achieving that perfectly smooth integration of Ackee puree and coconut milk? And what does the final smoothing of straining actually accomplish?
Well, for the Ackee fruit sauce, the main challenge is creating a truly homogeneous emulsion with a luxurious mouthfeel. Silky smooth. Coconut milk can sometimes carry residual fibrous particles, depending on the brand, and Ackee, if not meticulously processed beforehand, also retains some texture. The initial blending needs to be high shear to break everything down, and the final smoothing via straining is essential to remove any remaining tiny particulate matter, microparticles.
Got it.
This ensures the sauce flows like liquid silk, providing a pure, unadulterated sensory experience without any textural interruptions that would detract from its elegance. Meticulous finishing.
Then we have Ackee gastrique, Technique 16, a sweet and sour symphony. Now, a gastrique is a classic French sauce defined by its dynamic balance of sweet and sour, achieved through deglazing a caramelized sugar base with vinegar, then enriching it with other flavor elements. What is the most crucial and perhaps most difficult aspect of the caramel seduction that forms its foundation, getting that caramel right?
The caramel seduction for the Ackee gastrique is indeed its most critical and challenging step. Nail this, and you're halfway there. Mess it up, and well. Cooking granulated sugar without stirring to a deep amber caramel requires meticulous observation, constant watching. The danger lies in allowing the sugar to go from perfectly amber to burnt in a matter of seconds. It happens fast. A slightly burnt caramel will impart an irreversible bitterness, ruining the entire sauce. No fixing that.
Right.
This precision in caramelization is what provides the deep, complex sweetness, which is then balanced by the vinegar shock of champagne vinegar, creating that signature sweet-sour profile through a dramatic but very controlled reaction.
And finally, Ackee syrup, Technique 21, pourable sunshine. Beyond simply dissolving sugar in water, this recipe calls for xanthan gum for texture perfection. How does xanthan gum, used in such small amounts, precisely control the syrup's viscosity? They say it should be thick enough to coat pancakes, but thin enough to flow smoothly from bottle. That sounds specific.
It is specific, and for Ackee syrup, xanthan gum is a crucial ingredient for that precise textural engineering. It's a hydrocolloid that dramatically increases viscosity even at very low concentrations. You don't need much. And importantly, it exhibits that pseudoplasticity we mentioned with the gel.
The shear thinning thing.
Exactly. This means it thins under shear, like when you're pouring it from a bottle, but thickens rapidly when it's at rest, like coating a pancake. The precise addition, often less than 0.5% by weight, allows for fine-tuning that perfect pourable consistency. Not too thick, not too thin. It's a true demonstration of how a meticulous approach to modern ingredients can elevate a simple syrup to a perfectly engineered product. Hashtag outro.
So we've just journeyed through a really remarkable collection of Ackee transformations, haven't we? From the complex chemistry of an Ackee to the modernist precision of a gel and the delicate balance of a gastrique. It's truly amazing how a single fruit, when approached with such deliberate and meticulous technique, can be coaxed into such a comprehensive spectrum of culinary expressions.
It really is. And what's truly fascinating here, and what this deep dive has hopefully emphasized, is that each of these methods, whether steeped in ancient tradition or at the avant-garde of culinary science, demands a deep and unyielding commitment to precision and meticulous technique. It's not merely about the ingredients themselves, it's intrinsically about the how, the exact temperatures, the precise timing, the gentle folding, the patient waiting, and crucially, understanding the why behind every action. This raises an important question, I think, for you, our listener. How does understanding this level of meticulousness, this rigorous attention to detail, in transforming a simple ingredient like Ackee, how does that inspire you to approach other challenges in your life, maybe cooking, maybe something else entirely, with greater precision, patience, and perhaps scientific curiosity?
That's a great thought to end on. And with that, we conclude our deep dive into the extended collection of Ackee transformations. We hope you're feeling incredibly well informed and perhaps a little inspired to embrace meticulousness in your own culinary and indeed life pursuits.